well as the faculty, so we're going to ask you to take your seats so that we can start our procession on time. And also, if you need to use the restrooms, the side doors are open, or you may use Shumo Academic Center across the street. But please take your seats so we can start the procession, and you need to leave the center aisle clear. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day, and congratulations.
Coming with you. Oh, did he? You know. there. If they don't key, they can walk in silence. I don't know.
Brody, if you come to this agreement, then you come to the one on Friday, don't you?
That's right.
Or that Tuesday, whatever day it is.
Virginia que está ahí para hacer fotos. Por eso ahora viene. ¿Qué? ¿Con quién?
Here they come. I'll do the whole thing. Sorry, guys.
It's just very cool, but you're welcome.
Que empieza la graduación de nuevo y con un tipo de cámara. Grabando así el tío del señor este.
Continue to stand, if able. Please join me in a reflection. Gracious God, today the class of 2024 takes the last steps of their high school years. We have learned many lessons in and out of the classroom, on and off the stage, and on the athletic fields. They have passed all of their courses, met all their requirements, and they have their plans for the next phase in place. This day has been a long time coming, and the pageantry and ceremony of today are meant to highlight this group's many accomplishments. Loving God, we thank you for opportunities you have presented to us here at Perkiomen and for your many blessings on this extraordinary community. Be with the class as we enjoy this hard-earned day and continue to be a guiding presence for the class of 2024. Amen. Please be seated. How lucky are we to be here today with wonderful weather and such a marvelous group of young people. Good morning, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I welcome you to the commencement exercises for the class of 2024. The word commencement that is used to formally recognize your graduation means a beginning. This moment is truly the beginning of the next chapter of your life. As you look at what lies ahead, you will begin to write a new chapter. Some of you may already know what that chapter is, while others of you may be planning to define the adventure as you travel through life. Each option will carry you to the next challenge. Regardless of the path you travel, I encourage you to write a good and interesting story. Include good characters, find good settings that spark your imagination, and create intrigue that makes you want to delve into what happens next. Remember that the doors will open for you. Walk through the doors of opportunity. Remember to step outside of what is comfortable. Take some risks and dive into what may seem unrealistic. Don't construct barriers to your next chapter of life. Know that your future is guided by what you have learned here at Perkiomen. With that, good morning, and we'll get to the ceremony momentarily. Thank you.
Good morning. Our first award, the Phi Beta Kappa Association of Philadelphia presents this award to the student in the graduating class who excels in academics and who possesses inherent character and integrity. It is given not only in recognition of those qualities, but also as an incentive to good scholarship at a higher level of education. It is my pleasure to present the Phi Beta Kappa Award to Emily Lassard. The Frank S. Reardon Award is presented to that member of the class of 2024 who, in the opinion of the members of their class, has contributed most to the school, both in the classroom and in extracurricular activities. The award was established by Mr. Frank S. Reardon, class of 1909, and is being continued in memory of both Mr. Reardon and his son, Dr. Frank S. Reardon, Jr. The recipient this year is Shaylin Leach. The Herbert W. Gruber Americanism Award recognizes a student who best exemplifies and inspires in others an appreciation of our American democratic traditions. This year, the award is presented to Alice Peeler. The Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick Awards are given to graduating class members who have earned the respect of the community. The recipients reflect the qualities of leadership, community service, and scholastic excellence. These awards are presented to Olivia DiLiberto and Robert Thomas Sager.
Good morning. For those who may not know me, my name is Justin Sell. Among other roles, I am the director of the middle school here at Perkiomen. When asked to write recommendations for students, I'm often asked to describe the student in 3 words. When I found out that my advisee, Garrett McKenzie, was named Salutatorian for the Perkiomen School class of 2024, and that I would introduce him, I decided to try this exercise to get my creative juices flowing. The first word that came to me, oddly enough, was creative. Whether it be with the 307, the jazz band he performs with outside of school, in the theater, or on the plaza, Garrett can be found creating wonderful music for all to hear. He is also a very creative writer, as evidenced in his recent works for the Perkiomenite and the Palantir, or as far back as my 7th grade English class, when he wrote a book of original poems entitled A New Beginning, which he illustrated using photos of Legos that he built himself. To this day, this book Garrett created 6 years ago remains in my classroom as a model for other students to read. The second word I landed on was leader. Over the past 5 years, Garrett has become the leader of our advisory group. He's often the one to say, "So, what does everyone think?" Or, "No, guys, we can't leave yet. We've been in advisory for 3 minutes." He has served as a leader on campus, too. This year, he was the student body vice president. He has been in the Senate at large during every year of high school. In his endeavors outside of school, he takes on many leadership roles as well. The third word that stuck out was driven. While Garrett lives this word in many different aspects of his life, I think it has shown up most in his academic endeavors. In all his classes, Garrett dives into the coursework and gets the most he can out of the experience. He has also been driven to share those talents, tutoring multiple students, including some of his fellow advisees, in calculus and English. This drive helped him to his 4.71 GPA, and I know it will help him in his future studies at Princeton. From there, I realized that I was not done yet. Many more words came to mind, such as athletic, intelligent, caring, understanding, humorous, and most importantly, if you've seen this show Ted Lasso, Diamond Dog. As you can see, describing Garrett in just 3 words is an impossible task. I want to leave you with a story. In 7th grade English, every week the students had to turn in a 1-page reflection on a quote we studied in class. For 3 straight weeks, Garrett turned in 3 pages of writing. Finally, on week 4, I turned back Garrett's work and said in similar words, "I'm not going to accept this. It exceeds the guidelines." He looked perplexed. "But I wrote more than I needed to. That's a good thing, isn't it?" This is when I realized that he had never been challenged like this academically before from a teacher. This is where our student-teacher relationship really started to form, as I believe he realized that in me, he had a teacher that was going to really see him for who he was and challenge him to risk becoming his best. Since that incident, Garrett has crafted countless works across different genres and styles of writing that are the point, concise, and an absolute pleasure to read. I could go on, but I think at this time, it's best to let Garrett share some of those words. That being said, I am honored to bring to the podium Perkiomen School's Salutatorian for the class of 2024, Garrett McKenzie.
Thank you, Mr. Sell, for the introduction. Good morning, families, friends, teachers, and the class of 2024. I'm honored to speak in front of you all today. Someone made a joke to me when I began writing this that if I was going to take up their time and prevent them from getting to lunch in a timely manner, I better have some indispensable wisdom. While I'm still searching for that, I wanted to share an observation I've made over time. Maybe there's advice for myself and all of us somewhere in here. I've noticed that it is exceedingly easy to check out when things get tough. I've certainly done it. I'm sure all of us have at some point. If I think about the looming problems facing our world today, war, oppression, poverty, in the same thought, I can hear a chorus of voices saying, it's somebody else's problem. I've heard this statement in real life from both young people and adults. The fact is, though, we are on the cusp of entering this real world, one full of opportunities and excitement, but also issues that must be faced. It can seem daunting. It can make us feel small and powerless. I know I can find myself feeling that way. In the few moments I have here, though, I want to talk about our significance. These issues, truthfully, are not somebody else's. They belong to us. Whether or not things change is up to us. This might sound lofty and senselessly ambitious. If you truly believe that, though, it is my hope that today I can convince you otherwise. Luckily, this all begins on a much smaller scale. There's a farm that my family and I get vegetables from in the summer. The man who runs it, known to everyone simply as Farmer Tom, is a beloved figure in the community for one simple reason. He always asks you how you're doing. More than that, though, he takes an interest in your answer. He offers to carry your bags, show you where the crops are each week, and he remembers your name. In short, he does the little things. This is an example personal to me, but I know there are many from this community we can all relate to. Miss Debbie, the woman in the dining hall that remembers your sandwich order. When Mr. Jones or Mrs. Roost ask how your homework went and if they can help. The friends that notice when you're out sick and check in on you. These are all little things, but not insignificant. They are the reason that this community at Perkiomen is special. They are the reason we will miss it and return here in memories and maybe later in life. They contribute to something greater than what they are just at face value. We all have the opportunity every day to do the little things. This is what I mean by our significance. What you do does matter. People notice, and it can have the power to hurt or infinitely brighten up their day. I know you might be wondering, though, how this relates to the big worldly issues I mentioned previously. It is my belief that these small actions compound. Great movements of social change do not begin at full acceleration. They must start as small, deliberate acts. These create a mindset. If we care about someone or something on a small scale, we will grow in our capacity to effect change on a large one. What's more, because our actions matter, we have the ability to be a model for others. Ms. Seeger always says, be a good human. If I can take that a step further, be a good human and others can follow your example. During our time here, we've been taught to be leaders. Whether you've been at Perk for the past 9 months or 7 years, you know that being a leader is stepping up when no one else will. Our teachers have instilled this in us, and now it is our turn to employ these skills. If we believe something is not our problem, we minimize our power to do something about it. Conversely, if we make an effort to care about the small things, we can create a cascade of positive action. We are merely drops of water in an ocean, yet it takes drops to form ripples, ripples to form waves, and waves that lift up the waters around them. The choice is ours. I've also noticed that this community has an incredible ability to care. From all the small deeds to the large ones, random acts of kindness to entire capstone projects created around charitable causes. We take on problems and face them boldly. Let us go forth now with the same mentality, that we are not just visitors in this life, but invaluable, significant members of a global society that have the power to leave behind a legacy of change. If we can live like this, then our actions will create echoes that resound long after we are gone. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
Here, hold on. You have
The Arlen Marks Class of 1968 Global Diversity Excellence Award. As an independent school with a global reach, Perkiomen School is committed to fostering diversity and inclusion among our students. This commitment is integral to our culture and reflects Perkiomen's values of doing what is right, respecting others, and performing with excellence. It is only by actively engaging different perspectives that we can challenge and stretch our thinking, enrich the experiences of our students, and empower each of us here and in our lives beyond Perkiomen. The late Arlen Marks, class of 1968, as a student, alumnus, and a trustee at Perkiomen School, and throughout his career as an educator, prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is fitting in his memory to recognize a member of the class of 2024 who has strengthened our community daily by living these values, encouraging others to embrace them, and providing steady leadership to shine a light on them always. This year, the Arlen Marks class of 1968 Global Diversity Excellence Award is presented to Magdalene Claire Wilson. The Barbara Hostage Baker Music Award honors a member of the class of 2024 for full participation in the music department for several years, showing an enthusiastic love of music and a willingness to give both time and talent. This year, the award is presented to Giovanni Bruto. The Entrepreneurial Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2024 who demonstrates outstanding fortitude and effectiveness in the execution of their enterprise. The recipient's capabilities are an asset to any project with skills and strategy to solve problems. Their talent and ideas are sought after widely, inspire commitment, and create new value for others. This student looks to the future, and where others see problems, they see opportunities. This year, the recipient of the Entrepreneurial Leadership Award is Morgan Keeley. The Medical Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2024 who demonstrates initiative and resilience throughout their practicum. The recipient is a self-advocate that thinks critically about problems and is able to develop creative solutions. They inspire others to be their best and assist others in their journey. This year, the recipient of the Medical Leadership Award is Saloni Ramahan. The Artificial Intelligence Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2024 who demonstrates vision and understanding of the future of our world. The recipient's dedication and strategic approach to their work prove to be forward-looking and invaluable asset to any project or organization. They embrace change and navigate both new technology and its implications in broader society. This year, the recipient of the Artificial Intelligence Leadership Award is Sarah Case. The Design Leadership Award is given to a member of the class of 2024 who demonstrates an effective command of the principles of effective design and who has demonstrated the ability to execute the creation of novel work with impeccable process. The recipient's abilities have made them a leader by product and example in the Design Institute and are an inspiration for all. This year, the recipient of the Design Institute Leadership Award is N.C. Khan.
Good morning, everyone. Today is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Jim Radigan. For the last few years, we've been trying to get Jim to join us for graduation, but the dates didn't line up. This year, we're fortunate to have him. Jim is currently co-president of Rockefeller Capital Management's Strategic Advisory Group and a member of the firm's management committee, specializing in providing strategic advice and mergers and acquisitions execution. Whew. After graduating with honors from Brown University in 1991, Jim began his career on Wall Street with Merrill Lynch. Prior to joining Rockefeller Capital Management in late 2021, he also spent several years with Deutsche Bank and Leerink Partners. Throughout his career, Jim Radigan has worked on hundreds of public and private deals across a broad range of industries, regions, and types of strategic advisory assignments. He's advised several Fortune 500 companies, as well as private companies and private equity and venture capital firms. Jim has advised on several high-profile transactions and received multiple acknowledgments and distinctions, including Dealmaker magazine's 40 Under 40, and the New York Times Next Generation of Dealmakers. Jim is a member of Perkiomen's Board of Trustees. We're blessed to have his acumen and thoughtful reflection as a board member. Additionally, we're grateful to his loyalty. His son, Steve, who's right out there, was an outstanding member of the class of 2017. While Steve was a student at Perkiomen, Jim became deeply connected to our community and has been a devoted supporter ever since. Join me in welcoming Mr. Jim Radigan to the podium.
Sorry for that long intro, guys. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm a little bummed that I have to follow Garrett. You were awesome, by the way, dude. That was a great speech. So I'm sure you guys were hoping for somebody really cool as your commencement speaker, like Taylor Swift or Barack Obama, Harrison Butker. Just kidding. But you're stuck with me. The bad news is you're stuck with me for about the next 10 minutes. The good news is I know something about this place. It's got a special place in my heart. As Mark said, my son went here, and it had a profound impact on his life, and it's had a profound impact on my life. And I'm truly grateful for that. So this address matters to me so much, I actually wrote it down. I usually don't do it. I usually wing these things, but I wrote this one down. And so first and foremost, I want to formally congratulate the soon-to-be graduates, their families, their loved ones, their friends, etc. It's a big step. It's an important step in life. It's only one step, and I'll come back to that later in this speech. Next, to the faculty and the staff, I just say thanks. I know a lot of thriving Perk grads, younger ones and older ones as well, and it's a testament to you guys. And I know how hard you work, and I know how much you care, and so thank you on behalf of everybody. So when I was writing today's address, I thought back to my graduation. 37 years ago, I graduated from high school, and I was trying to think about what I heard from my commencement speaker. And I couldn't remember anything, nada, nothing, bupkis. And so my goal today is to have you guys remember something that I said. I'm so determined in that goal that I'm going to start with something easy. I cheated a little bit. And that you'll definitely remember because it's ingrained in your brains, and that's risk becoming your best. Risk becoming your best. It's Perk's amazing motto. I loved it the first time I saw it. It was amazing. So Thursday night, I was thinking about what I was going to say today, and I was having a beer, and I said, you know, these other schools probably have great mottos too. And so, yeah, honest to God, first three that popped into my head, I found some real doozies. The first one, famous prep school in New England. It's be undefinable. I'm like, no, I don't want to be undefinable. I want to be cool. I want to be awesome. I want to be funny. You know, I want to be rich. I want to be happy. I don't want to be undefinable. No thanks. That's silly. Second one, another New England prep school, super famous one. Be worthy of your heritage. Sounds pretty elitist, right? And then my personal favorite, literally right down the road here, whatsoever things are true. I'm like, huh? What does that even mean? Whatsoever things are true. It's just kind of weird. Ours is brilliant. It actually means something, and it's tangible. It's good advice. It's, you know, it's not play it safe and become your mediocre, or take stupid risks and become someone else's best or the best. It means put yourself out there, take control of the one life you have, figure out what you want, and take calculated risks to go get it. It's a great motto, and more importantly, it's great advice. Second piece of advice that I said I'd come back to when I congratulated you at the outset was that today's one step. It's an important step in life's journey, but it's just one step. And so my second piece of advice for you to remember is life is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're fortunate, life will be long. You'll have so many chances to find success and happiness. And life comes with tons of ups and downs. And the ups are easy, but the trick is dealing with the downs. And my strong advice is to pick yourself up, dust off, use your support network, keep moving forward, and keep taking the steps in the metaphorical marathon of life. And trust me, my view is that it's a lot easier to pick yourself up when things are going wrong if you just remember life is a marathon, not a sprint. I joked a little bit earlier about this other motto of be undefinable and, saying I want to be awesome and be cool. But no one can tell you really how to do that because it's not really tangible. It's not practical advice. Be awesome. So I want to give you 3 B's from my standpoint that is practical advice that I thought really hard about. So I'd ask you to listen to it and give me a couple of minutes. Be grateful, be empathetic, and most importantly, be optimistic. So I'll start with grateful. There's a lot of words that sound like grateful, like be thankful. And thankful's cool. It's nice to be thankful. It's nice to say thanks. And after graduation today, I suspect you guys are going to go up to your coaches, your parents, or your loved ones, or your teachers and say, thanks. I appreciate what you did for me. But grateful is deeper. To say to somebody, I am grateful for what you did for me. You are saying, I understand what you sacrificed, and I'm going to make the most of it. And I'm never going to forget it. And I'm going to pay you back, and I'm going to pay it forward. So be grateful. The second piece is be empathetic. Again, there's a lot of similar words for be empathetic, like be kind and be nice. And it's cool to be kind. You should be kind. But being empathetic is deeper, because what empathetic means is I'm going to put myself in somebody else's shoes and really try to figure out where they're coming from, how they're thinking about it. And it's hard sometimes because you have a disagreement and you are mad at somebody or somebody's on the other side of the political aisle. But empathy is important because it helps you bring people together. When you're empathetic, you get stuff done, whether that's cutting a business deal or, bringing a new science to market or, maybe one of these days governing in Washington, D.C. If you're empathetic and you understand how the other person thinks about it, you can actually accomplish things. So be empathetic. And then the most important thing in my mind is to be optimistic. Pessimists identify problems and optimists see problems, and they try to find solutions to problems. And, there are people that are annoying and, the glass half full Pollyannas I know can be tough to be around at times. But, and I'm not saying that optimists don't fail, they do. And optimists have it tough too, they have setbacks as well. But I think your odds of success go up a lot more if you're optimistic, not pessimistic. So I'm going to wrap this thing up, and I'm going to do it with a quote. And this is a little side piece of advice for you guys, by the way. Always use a quote. You're going to be asked to give a speech, come up with a quote to end it. Give a toast, come up with a quote. And there's tons of good ones out there. Mandela, Churchill, Lombardi, even scripture sometimes is appropriate, just depending on the circumstances and the audience. But I'm going to go with Helen Keller today, because it's my favorite to quote Helen Keller. And I'm sure all you guys know who Helen Keller was. And by the way, if you don't, we're gonna revoke those those diplomas. She suffered an awful illness as a toddler, at less than 2 years old, and it left her blind and deaf. So talk about a setback. Like me, hey, I had a bad day at the office. She lost her vision and she lost her hearing. And she went on to become a prolific writer, one of Time Magazine's most influential people of the 20th century, and an inspiration to literally billions of people around the world. And by the way, shout out to all you educators. Everyone knows who Helen Keller was, but not a lot of people know who Anne Sullivan was, who was her teacher who stuck with her. So you don't do it alone. There's no such thing as a self-made man. Find your support network and go get it. So thank you, educators. And so I chose Helen Keller, and I like to choose Helen Keller in certain settings because to appreciate her quotes, you don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to care about sports, you don't have to care about politics, and you certainly don't need to be religious. You just have to be human. Her quote that I will use is, "No pessimist ever discovered the secret of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted land, or opened a new doorway for the human spirit." Think about that. No pessimist ever opened a new doorway for the human spirit. See, Helen Keller knew you can't accomplish things without hope and optimism. She knew the importance of seeing the glass half full, and she couldn't even see. So I do hope when you guys reflect on this decades from now, you'll actually remember at least one thing that I said today. I think you will, at least with the motto, but hopefully some of the other ones as well. Life's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep taking steps forward and enjoy it. Take smart risks to become your best without worrying about other people's best. And try to be my 3 Bs. Be grateful, be empathetic, and be optimistic. Congrats and Godspeed.
The Mary Jane Royal Award. Mary Jane Royal taught at Perkiomen School from 1976 until 2004 and served as the Fine Arts Department Chair for almost all of that time. Mary Jane was a part of the mortar that helped join this school into a community and family. She spent 4 decades serving students and making music with them. Her gentleness, creative ability, and sage advice were the bedrock of Perkiomen's Fine Arts Department. To honor Mary Jane, we give this award to a member of the class of 2024 whose time at Perkiomen School has been spent in that spirit, and ideally to a student who has participated in the Fine Arts program. This year, the Mary Jane Royal Award is given to Kelsey McMillan. The Wayne Engel Award is dedicated to the service of Wayne Engel, whose career spanned 40 years at Perkiomen School, from 1959 to 1999. Mr. Engel served as the mathematics department chairman, mentor, coach, and perhaps one of the finest teachers to ever grace Perkiomen School's classroom. This award is offered to a member of the class of 2024 who represents the qualities that Wayne Engel demonstrated throughout his career: academic excellence and character, loyalty to the school, and above all, the ability to endure every day one's life with grace and integrity. It is chosen from the class of 2024 members who have attained a high level of scholastic standing and who have earned a major letter as a player on a varsity team. It is given to Garrett McKenzie. The Norman Rockwell Bate Memorial Award is provided by Mr. and Mrs. Norman E. Bate in memory of their son, the late Captain Norman R. Bate, United States Air Force, class of 1961. This award is presented annually to a member of the class of 2024 who has demonstrated significant qualities of determination, compassion, concern for others, and personal integrity, and who has further sought conscientiously to avail themselves fully of the opportunities provided to them by Perkiomen School. It is given this year to Emily Lassard. The University of Pennsylvania Award for School Citizenship and Loyalty is presented to the school by the Lehigh Valley Association of the Alumni of the University of Pennsylvania. The faculty chooses a member of the class of 2024 who is outstanding among their classmates in school citizenship loyalty as expressed by their activities, attitudes, and interests during the year. This year, the award is presented to Paul Cazame. The S. Ridgway Goodwin Class of 1960 Salvatore Vivendo Award is given in recognition to members of the class of the 2024 for their dedication to the motto and founding principles of Perkiomen School. Our motto, Salvatore Vivendo, literally translates to "It is solved by living." Recipients of this award demonstrate to the community their personal growth, resolve, excellent problem-solving skills. Faculty members nominate students, and the winner is chosen by a small committee selected by the head of school. The S. Ridgway Goodwin Class of 1960 Salvatore Vivendo Award is reserved for students who truly embody the principles of our school's founder. The awards are given this year to Tyler Bennis and Allison Hughes. The head of school, The head of school cups are awarded to members of the graduating class of 2024 who have demonstrated through their effort and involvement and appreciation for the opportunities Perkiomen School provides, and who, because of their attitude, represent all of the graduates who have gained something special from Perkiomen experience. The awards are given to Shu Zhen Chen and Ryan Stubblefield.
Good morning. I'm grateful to be here to celebrate with the class of 2024 and to introduce your valedictorian and my advisee, Paige Jacobacci. During our 2 years together, I felt like Paige never really needed an advisor. She knew what she wanted, set her goals, and went after them. And here we are. Occasionally, she needed a place to take a breath, but as I look back, I believe our moments of laughter outweighed the times we shed tears. For not needing an advisor, Paige has had 3 during her time at Perkiomen, and they send their greetings today. They'd like to share them with you. From Mrs. Sarah Rowe. Paige, since our very first advisory meetings in the gallery in Kay's Hall, you were a go-getter. Even under our masks during the thick of the pandemic, I could sense your excitement to be a part of Perkiomen. You were always smiling, sending you the warmest congratulations from Korea. And from Mrs. Trish Manfredini, we can talk about Paige's academic success. Who else has their entire high school schedule set in 9th grade? But what is truly important is that Paige is a kind, compassionate, and caring individual who sets the finest example for her peers. Connections she has made will carry Paige as she moves to the next step of her journey. She will continue to bring her best and will surely find great success. Paige, I echo their words, and I'm impressed by you every day. You bring your best both in and out of the classroom, especially as an accomplished artist and performer. The first musical Paige saw on Broadway was Wicked, and it changed her for the better. In that show, she found her love for musical theater. I wonder if Paige may have seen a bit of herself in the main characters from Wicked. Elphaba, who eventually is the Wicked Witch of the West, has a brilliant mind and a fiery spirit. And Galinda, who becomes the Good Witch of the North, has great ambition and incredible drive. Paige, it has been a joy to watch you grow in your time at Perkiomen. Your confidence and your grace, both on the stage and off, multiplied as you met each challenge head on. You found your inner strength this year, and as I sat in the audience for your final performances, especially as Alice in the Addams Family and at The Voice, I knew I was watching a different Paige, one who had changed for the better. Paige, I am so proud of all you have accomplished, and I'm eager to hear what will come next at USC. I know that because you came into my advisory, I have been changed for the better. And in the words of Elphaba and Galinda, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2024, Paige Yakabachi.
Hello, fellow graduates and greater Perkiomen community. I'm honored to be here today. I take pride in being a part of the class of 2024, and you should too. Before I get started, there are a few people I would like to thank, as they've been crucial in my high school career. First, Mrs. Kovaleski, for that beautiful introduction and for being the best advisor I could have asked for. Your grace and kindness inspire me every day. I feel comfortable being myself in your office, and I appreciate all the times you've been there for me when I was stressed, sad, or celebrating. I also want to thank all of the excellent teachers who have expanded my knowledge in their respective subjects and beyond the classroom. Although I could write a speech for every individual teacher I've had, I and the rest of the class of 24 would like to graduate today, preferably within the next hour, so I'll refrain. I want to thank all my friends who have been by my side for years. You've all been there for me at my best and my worst. You've motivated me and made my days here so much more enjoyable. I don't know how I would have gotten through high school without you. Finally, I want to thank my whole family, and specifically my mom, dad, and sister Alyssa. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come to Perkiomen, always encouraging me and loving me no matter what. I wouldn't be here if you hadn't always believed in me more than I do in myself. Now, class of 24, as you sit in your seat, I want you to close your eyes and imagine your first day at Perkiomen. Think about what you were wearing, who you were with, the thoughts that ran through your head. When I imagine my first day of school, I'm a 9th grader wearing my Perkiomen polo for the first time, stepping out of a school van, smelling burning chocolate in the air through a mask on my face. Starting high school during COVID, I was eager to be in a new environment, and I yearned for a sense of normalcy again. After watching movies about high school, visiting campus, and talking to my sister, I felt sure that I knew what I was getting myself into. So with slightly trembling hands, I traveled through my day and watched as many of my preconceived notions regarding high school slowly faded away. You see, before coming to Perkiomen, one thing I never expected was a group of teachers and faculty who would go above and beyond for me and others in the way they have. spending time with us during conferences, hosting study sessions over the weekend, keeping up to date on all of our endeavors and activities, and even looking for a pair of sneakers over the weekend. On a completely unrelated note, has anyone seen a pair of size 8 Nike Blazers? It's been 2 years, they still haven't shown up. Nope, all right. Another thing I didn't expect was for my advisory to feel like my family outside of my home. We all sat in our advisors' offices and shared about our days the same way we would at a dinner table, or we've had birthday parties, or talked about school as if you're no longer on campus because you feel comfortable seeking advice from your advisors and peers. One thing, though, that I did have correct about Perkiomen is that we have a global community. In fact, in this class alone, there are 20 countries and 8 states represented. But what I didn't expect was how natural the meshing of different cultures would feel, how some of my best friends would be from across the globe, and that I would sit at lunch tables where every individual person is not only from a different country, but continent. Truthfully, I didn't expect many of the beautiful opportunities Perkiomen has given me, but I'm grateful to have attended a school that exceeded my expectations. I speak about my own high school experiences because they're not unique to me, but rather unique to Perkiomen. We've all felt moments of excitement and freedom during high school, whether that was traveling away from your parents for the first time or driving a car for the first time. We've all felt moments of pride throughout high school, such as scoring our first point in a high school sport, getting a good test grade in a challenging class, being able to be there for a friend, or getting a role you wanted in the play or musical. We've all had teachers and faculty members who have changed us as students and people. We've all tried something we never would. And I'm sure we've all dropped a metal water bottle in a silent classroom. We've also all learned lessons that have transformed our perspectives and made us better people. For me, one lesson occurred offhandedly during my Honors Algebra 2 class, when Mr. Doherty said, "The coolest thing about high school and college is the fact that your job is to learn. That's your biggest responsibility." As he reminisced about his high school and college experiences, I realized that I had never looked at school and learning that way. Before coming here, I thought that school was all about grades, which I'm not sure is hard to believe, considering where I am right now. I saw school as an obligation and believed that my job was to be the best at learning because it would make me successful in life after school. I failed to see the job of learning as an opportunity in of itself, or the fact that I should have been grateful that it was my biggest responsibility. But Mr. Doherty's view really struck me. Education is a privilege, and a privilege it has been. So through the rest of my high school career, I referred back to that comment in my busiest, most stressful times and remembered how lucky I was to worry about learning. That all the things I was stressed about will one day no longer matter so much, and that someday I'll look back and miss the things I was currently experiencing. I never told Mr. Doherty how much that comment impacted me or anyone else. But I want to thank you and let you know that I plan to take that view of school and learning to college, and I hope you all do too. Coming to Perkiomen, we not only had our misconceptions about high school, but we all misconceived who we were, what we liked to do, and who we'd become. And as much as you may not want to hear this, we're still doing all those things currently. But don't let that be discouraging to you as you enter this new chapter of your life, because every life change is what catalyzes the most valuable growth. So as you leave today and step wherever your future is taking you, in times of uncertainty, think back to your first day here. Remember the doubt you had and the strength you used to get through it. The step you're currently taking will always feel like the biggest and scariest one you've ever taken. But in years to come, when you look back at your time in high school and college, you'll miss the days when your biggest responsibility was to learn, and you'll realize that there was nothing to be afraid of. So indulge in the pain, excitement, and anxiety of this new beginning. As Sophia Jones Short puts it, if you weren't ready, you wouldn't have the opportunity. You are ready. You are prepared for the challenge and will experience moments of joy and prosperity that will make the grief worth it. So before you leave, take all the life lessons you've learned while you were here with you. Then continue chasing your dreams and goals. Always be kind, stay in touch, and of course, risk becoming your best. Thank you.
Are you guys ready? Thanks, Rocky. All right, awarding of the diplomas. Noah Adan Milagro. Graduating with Artificial Intelligence Distinction, Alfredo Eduardo Adessa. Azar Faris Afella. Graduating with Entrepreneurial Distinction, Bryson Amos Whitfield. Jonathan Daniel Armstrong. Rowan Robert Ian Berenger. Tyler David Bennis. It is a Perkiomen tradition that faculty parents will join us for to award diplomas. Graduating with Artificial Intelligence Distinction, Anya Ann Betoff. Graduating with Entrepreneurial Distinction, Jacob Alexander Bolin. Graduating with Medical Distinction, Giovanna Valentina Bruto. Graduating with Artificial Intelligence Distinction, Boy Dong Min Yat. Ethan Carr. Graduating with Artificial Intelligence distinction, Sarah Rose Case. Graduating with medical distinction, Shujin Chen. Graduating with Artificial Intelligence distinction, Roman Joseph Chernesky. Graduating with Entrepreneurial distinction, Arun Sathapen Chinakarupan. Henry J. Clausel Gerard. Davida Colonna. Paul Apollinaire Cosime Jaquez. Ava Lynn Darvasey. Eric Javier Diaz Rosado. Graduating with Entrepreneurial and Design distinction, Olivia Hope DiLiberto. Macon James Emery. Grace Ann Farrell. Miles Aaron Feldman. Graduating with Entrepreneurial distinction, Taylor Lauren Fiorini. Graduating with medical distinction, Natalie Elizabeth Frankenfield. Graduating with medical distinction, Maisie Christine Funk. Mariami Gail Shreely. Oscar Ivan Gomez Aquino. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Ty Christopher Gordon. Graduating with design distinction, Rocky J. Grossman. Jiamu Guo. Cross Howarth. Allison Page Hughes. Brody Richard Huss. Graduating with entrepreneurial and design distinction, Paige Elizabeth Yakabachi. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Kai Luca Eibel. Gabrielle Veronica Jones. Graduating with design distinction, NC Ka. Graduating with entrepreneurial and medical distinction, Morgan Elizabeth Keeley. Joseph Kelly. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Sophie Kiarts. Robert Michael Kleckner. Graduating with medical distinction, Claudia Grace Knowles. Hayden Michael Lang. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Samuel Timothy Lau. Graduating with entrepreneurial and medical distinction, Shaylin Elizabeth Leach. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Ji-Hei Lee. Emily Rose Lassard. Enrico Nicholas Lombardo. Cesar Andre Lopez Mercado. Sofia Makovenko. Kayla Yadira Martinez Catahena. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Garrett Richard McKenzie. Brendan James McLeod. A Perkiomen tradition, faculty parents will join us to award diplomas. Graduating with design distinction, Kelsey Wallace McMillan. Jaya Manoli. Addison Brianna Miller. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Tara Miliuvich. Gabriel Alessandro Miranda Bolonas. Benio Misawa. Alberto Moreno Lopez. Jamie Lynn Murray. A Perkiomen tradition that trustees will join us in awarding diplomas. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Addison Gale Nessel. Dominicus Neverbitkus. Yang Huan Nguyen. Khoi Nguyen Nguyen. Brandon Samuel Nunez. Graduating with medical distinction, Federico Palente. Lauren Elizabeth Patnode. Graduating with design distinction, Alice Virginia Peeler. Hunter Lewis Petrich. Yeslivita Poliger. Stefan Krasanovich Radoyev. Kosta Radulovic. Graduating with entrepreneurial and medical distinction, Soloni Guhan Ramahan. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Lucas Reinhardt. Nathaniel Luke Romberger. Graduating with artificial intelligence distinction, Robert Thomas Sager III. Natalie Sarah Sanft. Takanari Sano. Katerina Savchenko. Graduating with design distinction, Jordan L. Schlenk. Andrew Wright Small. Charlize Josette Spradlin. Sophia Stefanovic. Marley Stewart. Thomas Kenneth Strain. Ileana Leslie Stralkowski. Angelina Strizhakova. Ryan Michael Stubblefield. Eduardo Xavier Tejada Pena. Takahita Tokunaga. Tatiana Tolste. Palmer P. Townsend. Polino Ustemko. Demira Uskakova. Madeline Vinger. Graduating with medical distinction, Caleb Miles Walker. Graduating with entrepreneurial distinction, Magdalene Claire Wilson. Nathaniel Charles Winters. Aaliyah Marie Wise. Peter Hoff Woodruff. Daniel Zhang.
Class of 24, reach inside the bag under your chair, take out that purple cowbell, and now face the audience. Perkiomen, I now present to you the class of 2024.
Let's open up our programs and sing the alma mater.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children's. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the warm rays of sun fall upon your home, and may the hand of a friend always be near. May green be the grass you walk on. May blue be the sky above you. May pure be the joys that surround you. May true be the hearts that love you. Amen.